is going to be presented by Anthony Jackson, and he's going to present the Outstanding New Lawyer Award.
Yes. So, when I found out that I got to give a speech about Matt Murphy, I knew that I had done something right. I don't know what, but I did something right. A slightly captive audience, slightly, possibly intoxicated audience, and an audience that I know has some stomach for some politically incorrect comments. I did something right. Now, anybody who has been within a square mile of Matt Murphy knows that there is ample grounds to work with here, to tell some stories. I thought of getting a big poster board up here with some pictures, because we've got some doozies. I thought of bringing in all the friends, right, so we could all take a couple shots. And I thought of all these stories to tell about Matt to embarrass him and make him turn slightly red, which Matt will do when he gets embarrassed. But as I thought through all these stories, as much as Matt and I have pelled around and had a great time, and as much as I've seen some things, the things that really stood out to me weren't the troubles that we've had or the shenanigans that we've gotten into or anything along those lines. It was really more stuff that has impressed me with Matt. And so I decided to go a different route. The stories that came to me were stories like thinking of my wife when she was still in private practice and she got a work comp case where she wanted to help somebody. And so she looks at it and she's saying PPD, TT, wait, what the heck? And she calls Matt, and Matt spends about 3 hours on the phone with her, talking her through the whole thing, saying, this is how you do this, this is how you help them out. If you need to know anything, give me a call. These are the people you need to talk to. Just being a great guy. The stories that kept coming back to me were thinking of Matt and talking to Judge Sandler, actually. And we don't try a lot of comp cases. And so I said to Judge Sandler, I said, I'd like to come up and watch somebody who really knows how to do this stuff and really does a good job and see how they do it. Who would you suggest I come up and see? And he gave me a few names. And then he said, but you know who you should really come and see is Matt Murphy. Matt's a young attorney. He's your age, and that's right, he's in my class. We're in the same class together. And he does it right. He makes my job easy. He makes sure that we're focused on the facts, and he makes sure that his client is well represented. And he doesn't waste anybody's time. He just does it right. Come watch Matt. He'd be a great person for you to come and watch. I thought that was pretty impressive. I think of these kind of stories when I think of Matt. And I thought that's probably the more appropriate thing to say, because while Matt's done some stuff, 90% of what Matt does is just help people out, be awesome, and always be there for his pals. Matt's one of those guys who, with no hesitation, you would walk into a bar knowing that you're going to get the living hell beat out of you, but that you got something to stand up for, and it's time to get it done. And he'll be there with you anytime. I always appreciate that about Matt, because while I have some friends who I grew up with who we definitely have rolled that way, I haven't met as many people as I've gotten older who are still down to do those kind of stupid, ignorant things. And Matt always is. So that's what I thought of when I really took the time to think of Matt. And it was those kind of stories that I wanted to share with you today. I also wanted to share a little bit with you about what Tom will say about Matt. Now, Matt and I were in the same law school together. We hung out all the time. And the Murphy family, they're a fixture in our class. They were always there. They would come in, they would buy us drinks, hang out with us, talk with us. If we wanted to ask questions about the law, Tom was always there. Leslie was always there. They were like a fixture for us. And so we got to know them, and I'm pretty comfortable talking with Tom, and I will talk with him about Matt or with Tommy, and you just see his eyes light up. I mean, this is one proud dad. And he'll tell you, having Matt come to Murphy Law Firm was a real game changer. And by that, he means, and he'll say this, we finally got some brains at the firm. So he's really helping everybody out. And he brings with him his tenacity. Matt's never one to back down from a fight, ever, or an argument, ever. And he brings that. But instead of just being ornery and stubborn, he puts it to use for fighting for the people who need help. And that's important. That's really what we do as trial attorneys, and Matt has personified that. He's one of those guys who wants to help out the people who need help, and he'll fight like hell doing it. And I respect Matt for that. I know that his dad respects him a ton for that. I know that our entire class kind of looked up for Matt, or to Matt, for that. He will fight for what he believes is right, and he will fight for anybody who's downtrodden and getting stomped on. So while I really wanted to get up here and bust his butt, I'm going to pass this time, Matt. I have no doubt that before too long, you're going to have the opportunity to get another award, and I'm going to make sure that I present that award. The posters will be here. We're going to have Ducks and everybody else up here talking about all the things you've done. But for this one, I just want to say congratulations, man. You deserved it. Take your award.
You're probably going to win another award too, so be careful. I don't know who you were describing in the first part of that speech, but he seems like a really fun guy. No, I'm very humbled and honored to be up here today. This organization is made up of amazing professionals, so to be among you all as a colleague is rewarding enough, but to be receiving an award is truly special. So I need to acknowledge my wife, Emily, who unfortunately could not make it today. She also considers this. We both consider this a true blessing, but we've got a bigger blessing on the way. We got our first child, a baby girl, due in November, and yeah, we talk about trials, and they do seem daunting, but they don't seem as daunting as the idea that I have to learn how to raise a baby girl. I can. I need to thank my father and mother, Tom and Leslie Murphy, who are here, and I think probably everybody knows, certainly everybody in my class. And yeah, they've been primary support beams in my life, and due to a lot of hard work that did not go unrecognized, they've provided amazing opportunity, and they've taught me how to love helping others, which both of them have dedicated their lives to in one way or another. And so more importantly, they taught me how to love the people that we help, which is at the core. So finally, I want to thank the MTLA. I can't say enough about this organization and Al, and everything it's done for me. It's contributed immeasurably to my professional growth. It's just filled with people that are always willing to take the time to help you. As I was driving over, I tried to count how many cases I've co-counseled with an MTLA member since I started, which was only 7 years ago, and I think I got to 12 or 13. And that's just cases that I've worked on with another member actively. If I tried to count how many members I've emailed or called or reached out to for help, that number would be much, much higher. And I can't tell you how much that's done for me professionally and how effective of a tool that is, especially for a young attorney. You know, it's very clear to me that we are so much stronger as a community, and this is such a good community to be a part of for that reason. So thank you to everyone who's helped me. As I'm looking around, I'd have to name everybody here at some point, so I'm not going to do that, but you know who you are, and I really appreciate the help. And I promise if I can ever return the favor, as dubious as that sounds, I will do that. So anyway, along that vein, I thought in closing I'd impart some advice of my own, and that is I'd like to share with you guys what I know to be the two most important rules that you can live by to be a successful trial attorney. And I know you're probably all thinking, well, there's more than two rules that you need to follow to be a successful trial attorney. And that's probably true, but these are the two most important rules that you need to follow. And we've had some amazing speakers. I'm kind of surprised we haven't heard them yet. But anyway, here they are. Rule number one, you never reveal all of the information. Thank you.